Yep, I'm finally ready. I hope you are too. It's taken me a long time to get to the point where I can start uploading what will be my next project, and it's definitely a lengthy one. So where to begin? I guess I should start out by saying that I love Mega Man. Well, the series anyway. Rest assured I have no fuzzy feelings towards a blue and cyan genderless robot. Mega Man is, though, hands down my favourite computer game franchise of all time, ahead of Sonic, Mario, and more recently the IWBTGuy series. And within that I count the so-termed Classic, X and Zero series. I've played practically every game in those series. That includes games like Mega Man Base, although I've never actually owned that game myself, Wily Tower, the extra bonus game on Wily Wars, the Sega Mega Drive game, and I'm from England, so to me it's a Mega Drive. Others may more commonly refer to the console as a Sega Genesis, but yeah, to me, Mega Drive. Powered Up and Maverick Hunter for the PSP, and Command Mission, an RPG style for the GameCube and PlayStation. The only games I believe I've never actually played are the ones for the Game Boy, so that's Dr. Wily's Revenge and Mega Man II-V and Mega Man Extreme 1 and 2. To be honest, there isn't any real disappointment that I've never played any of those games. The only one maybe being Mega Man V, which actually is a new game of its own, as opposed to rejigging or rehashing previous RoboMaster stages and bosses. There are other Mega Man series such as Legends, Battle Network, ZX, and Star Force, but I've not played any of these games, other than Mega Man Battle Network on the GameCube. Yeah, I never owned a Game Boy of any kind, but I've never been a fan of RPGs all that much, so that fairly limited my exposure to a lot of games in those series. But anyway, we're off on a bit of a tangent there. Bottom line, I love Mega Man. I love the simplicity of the concept behind the games, certainly the Classic series, which was my first exposure to the franchise. My very first Mega Man game was Mega Man 2 for the NES. I like to give the ability to choose what order you progress the games in. I like the actual gameplay. It's simple, it's tight, it's fun, everything works the way you would expect it to. And oh my gosh, I freaking love the music, especially in the Classic series. And I would be bitterly disappointed if I couldn't identify any of the Classic levels just from hearing the first few notes of the stage music. When I first started this YouTube channel, coming up for almost 10 months ago now, I knew that I was going to want to do a whole bunch of Mega Man games. This is the start of my journey through the Classic series. But I'm not just going to be doing Let's Plays of the games, oh no. About 2 years ago now, well, before I ever envisaged that I would start a YouTube channel, I embarked upon my own little challenge. I say my own, it was actually the YouTuber Rowan Mythical's challenge, to attempt to get through every Robot Master stage in the Classic series using only the Mega Buster and without taking a hit. From this video onwards, I promise to try to limit the number of times I refer to Rowan. I don't like name dropping, especially as I've never met the guy, and that some of you may find that what I'm doing here blasphemous in supposedly trying to copy his achievement. But I would definitely like to touch on a few points first. Rowan, to many people, including me, is a Mega Man god. What I was trying to do was to replicate his achievement, but not to copy it, if that makes any kind of sense. When I began the project, I had no intention whatsoever of starting a YouTube channel, or that anyone other than my brother, also a pretty big Mega Man fan, would ever see the labours of my efforts. I didn't have any recording software available to me 2 years ago, other than a video camera, and yeah, I would never consider recording gaming footage via this method. My only option at that point in time was to record the games from my VCR onto VHS tapes. What are those, I hear some of you ask? But that's what I did. I recorded all the game footage, including the failures on VHS tapes, then copied the successful runs onto a DVD. And the footage came out in black and white, much as you're seeing right at the moment. Maybe because I was recording American games, I don't really know. But it looks pretty old school. Also, since it was recorded using a VCR, there was no running commentary, and one unfortunate consequence of this is that there won't be any outtakes in this project, which I'm sure is one of the main reasons why people have loved watching others' efforts, and I apologise that I don't have these to offer to you. In actual fact, I didn't even do live commentary while I was recording the Let's Play part of this project. For this, I wanted to take the time to do each stage or video justice in terms of commentary, and to me, that is best achievable by adding post-commentary to these videos, as I'm doing for this introduction video. I hope that for those who have watched some of my videos on Boshi, Zoop or Star, you can tell the difference in the quality, clarity and delivery of the commentary. This to me makes Rowan's commentary, if you will, all the more remarkable, in the sense that it is quote-unquote live. He has practically had a script memorised that he has regurgitated every single time he's attempted a stage. For some of the harder ones, where it may have taken him hours, if not days, to successfully complete, how Rowan had the patience for that is quite frankly astounding to me. All, by the way, without swearing or barely showing any real signs of frustration. There are others who have also taken up the mantle, such as Kibble14, who is attempting to complete the X series in the same fashion, so no weapons use, no damage, etc. And he must be insane. How the hell do he have the patience for Sting Chameleon, Volt Catfish, Duff McWhalen, Blaze Heatniks, etc.? Holy crap, that takes some serious dedication and temperament. I will reiterate that I don't know any of these people personally, and I can't be sure that they don't have an issue with me mentioning them here. If any of them ever do somehow get wind of my channel and do take issue, then I will re-record this intro. But just in terms of how each of them has managed to put together their own takes on the Perfect Round series, all through live commentary, I find nothing short of remarkable. And I can be pretty confident that nothing I will be posting in this project will hold a candle to the professionalism and overall quality of the visual and audio look of their projects. I'm just not that computer or technically savvy. But how is this all going to work for me? Well, I'm essentially going to be doing Let's Plays of all the games in the Classic series, except for Mega Man and Bass, which I don't own. I have completed the game, both with Mega Man and with Bass, and holy hell is the game incredibly hard. But yeah, I can't record a game I don't own. For the Robot Master stages, you will also see whether or not I managed to successfully clear the stage in terms of a perfect run. Side note, as I'm recording this, Rome has actually gone back to the castle or fortress stages and started to work his way perfect running those too. Although I'll say right now that I have no plan to intentionally try to perfect run any of these stages. They often overly rely on Robot Master weapons and Rush to try and traverse through them, and any attempts for me to try to complete the boss rush levels, for instance, will have me banging my head against a wall until I lose consciousness. I'll also reveal up front that I couldn't, although I may one day go back and try the outstanding stages, to complete all of the Robot Master ones, so hopefully you can have some fun guessing which ones these are. I will say that at least one of the stages you've been watching during this video, the colour versions anyway, proved to be a stumbling block. I didn't show off too many excerpts from the perfect runs, black and white footage, because, well, spoiler alert, those ones I've obviously cleared. And you may have noticed that I picked pretty easy looking stages because I didn't want to spoil too much. If I had put up footage of a black and white version of Shadow Man, for example, that's much more of a spoiler alert. And no, that's not me saying that I've managed to do Shadow Man, merely just an example. Have I though? Well, I'm not going to give anything away here, and hopefully you'll stick around long enough to find that out. I mentioned the lack of outtakes to hopefully somewhat add a tiny element of this to the videos. What I tried to do for the Let's Play part was to play the stages as if I were attempting to perfect run them. That way you can get a feel for the things which are probably slipping me up in the real thing. It also allows me to demonstrate two different ways to fight the bosses, once with the Mega Buster and once using Robot Master weaknesses, since I don't plan to, or in fact think I would even know how to speed up the boss rushes toward the end of the game. That at least hopefully avoids the boss battles being overly repetitive. I'll also be doing my own take on a difficulty analysis, and to illustrate how that will work, let's look at a made up Robot Master. Cheese Man. For no other reason really, other than the fact that I really like this clip art. And in true Mega Man and Bass style, I have his 100% completely official biography right in front of me. Cheese Man is an agricultural robot created to carry out menial farming duties. He is able to regulate the strength of his odour, which when necessary can become powerful enough to fend off predators. A good point? He's environmentally friendly. A bad point? He's too soft. Get it? Because he's cheese? Oh dear. He likes pickle. Okay, I'm pretty sure I just heard groaning there. And he dislikes graters. Again, because he's cheese. Okay, that time I think I was able to hear the collective sound of eyes rolling. Moving on. 3 measures will determine my overall rating of the stage. The length of time it took me to complete it, the number of outtakes, both of these by the way I did keep an accurate count of as I was attempting the stages, and my mood as I was playing it. Believe me, I can remember this even nearly 2 years on. Freaking man, I hate him so goddamn much! Ah! But in this case, my oh-so not made up Cheese Man took 40 minutes to successfully complete, with a total of 16 outtakes, 2 of which were on the boss himself, and that I was in a happy frame of mind. All of which led me to rate the oh-so not made up Cheese Man stage as a 3 out of 10. By the way, after the Robot Master stages are complete, I'll continue the game as a standard Let's Play. And although, as I said, unlike Rome, who has now gone back to look at perfecting fortress stages, that's something I won't be doing, at least not deliberately recording footage for anyway. As some of you may realise, this is therefore going to be rather a long endeavour. I don't plan to upload nothing but Mega Man videos for the next however long. I will likely break up this project with a few more I Wanna Be games. I also plan to do some Mega Man top 10s. Yes, I know that's still Mega Man though. So if any of you have any list of things you actually like to request, then by all means leave a comment or message me or something. For instance, I definitely plan to do a top 10 classic stage music list. That'll probably be my first one. But yeah, any other suggestions for top 10 favourite, least favourite, best, hardest, most annoying, etc. for any aspect of the classic X or Zero series are welcome. One thing I definitely do need before I upload any of the Let's Plays or Let's Perfect runs, however, is a new microphone. My current one is not especially good. I cite my Kill the Camellia 2 help video as Exhibit A. It serves its purpose for the IWBTGuy style games, but for this project it just, in my opinion, is not of a sufficiently high quality. I really feel I need to give this series the due care, attention and quality I think it deserves. That unfortunately means waiting on my finding better audio recording equipment. I'm particularly conscious that I promised my next project wouldn't be an IWBTGuy style game, but if I haven't found a way to improve the audio recording by, let's arbitrarily say, my birthday, it's in July, so not all that far away, I may have to break that promise, as I don't want to upload nothing for such an extended period of time. And if this is the case, I hope you can forgive me. When I can get this project up and running, I'm aiming for maybe something like 2 or 3 videos a week for its duration, but if it doesn't happen, I do apologise. I do have a full-time job, and I'm not all that much of a computer expert, so putting these things together is a lot more time and effort than just running the recording software to catch my playing of the IWBTGuy games. I've got to effectively write a script for each of the videos, make sure I don't overrun, but that I say everything I want to. This is my favourite computer game franchise, and although I'm not going to be creating masterpieces here, I at least want to do the games justice, and hopefully that will be the case. Before signing off, I would just like to say thank you to anyone who's been watching any of my previous projects, and a huge thank you to those who have apparently liked enough of what you've seen or heard to actually subscribe. I can't say that I've done anything particularly special or laid a claim to fame or on anything on YouTube to deserve that. Maybe the Sonic Survival run, and if you haven't seen that yet, I implore you to, as it may very well be the crowning wheel of my life. But yeah, a massive, massive thank you, and I truly appreciate your support. That's really all I wanted to say for now. So until next time, when we begin it all off with the quintessential Robot Master himself, Cutman, Rockman on.